So Rochdale AFC have been relegated to the National League for the first time in 102 years. Meaning for Rochdale supporters, it will be the first time in their lifetimes they've seen the Dale drop below the Football League. Today, what we're going to be doing is rebuilding Rochdale AFC, taking them from a one-star team all the way to the Champions League final and hopefully winning them a Champions League. So how this works, lads, is because we're starting a rebuild mid-season, we are disabling the first transfer window and we're just going to get to January with what we have, and then in the first January window of this career mode, that's when we can start signing some players. So the first order of business is to pick a system that we want to use to get us through to January before we can bring in any players. So I'm going to use a formation that I've never actually used before, lads. I'm going to use the 4-1-3-2 formation. So this is the starting 11 that we're going to use to get us through to January, boys. We're going to go with O'Donnell in goal with a back four of Dodson, Ebanks, Landell, Taylor and Keoane. I don't know how you pronounce that at all. Midfield, we're going to have Diagura in the centre defence midfielder role with Rodney and Sinclair on either wing, and Danny Lloyd in the centre of midfield just in front of Diagura. And up front we're going to have Scott Quigley and Ian Henderson. Ian Henderson, the Rochdale legend. Our bench will be Mellor, Brierley, Odo, Kelly, Eastwood, Surricate and Malarkey. I do know that Ethan Brierley is actually a really promising young player in real life, so we'll keep an eye on his development this season. So now that we've got the team sheet started, boys, and a tactic, we are going to simulate all the way through to January 1st and see where we are in the league before we can start bringing some players in. So lads, we've arrived at January the 1st and just look at that. We are second in the league table. I was not expecting this at all, expecting to be battling relegation. And as you can see here, boys, we have scouted loads of free agent players and we are going to be moving in now to bring some of these guys in and improve our squad, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but actually bolster our chances at promotion. So our first Rochdale signing of this career mode is Edward Adu, a 22-year-old 67 rated CDM who will walk straight into our first team and take Diagura's place. So our second signing this January transfer window is going to be Callum McCower, a 23-year-old 66 rated left and right midfielder who can play on either wing and also at the number 10 position. So our third signing of this January transfer window and our second Aussie we're bringing in is going to be Matthew Garbett, a 20-year-old 66 rated centre midfielder, meaning now we can probably start looking at moving some of our existing centre midfielders on. So now that we've got the new signings into the starting 11, boys, I think just looking at the team, we could probably do with a new striker, as Ian Henderson is 57 rated now. He's gone down by 3 overalls already. So we're going to have another scour of the free agents and see if we can find a first choice striker. So we've found our striker, boys, and it is Charles Andreas Brim, the Canadian striker. He will come in now and take Ian Henderson's place in the starting 11, and I think that could be all our January business done. So looking at the squad now on paper, it's looking so much better already. Especially the midfield now looks like a League One level midfield. Obviously Sinclair is still in the 60 rated, but he is young and will grow as the season goes on. Just some confirmation, boys. Liam Kelly will be leaving the club. He's going to be joining. I'm not even going to try and pronounce the club that he's joining, but he has joined them on a free contract, lads. The January transfer window, boys, has come to a close. I'm going to run you through the signings that we brought in. First we brought in, it was Charles Andreas Brim, a striker who goes straight into our starting 11. Callum McCower, a 66 rated left midfielder. Edmund Adu, a 65 rated CDM. Matthew Garbett, a 20-year-old 66 rated centre midfielder. Liam Kelly left the club to Dijon, signing a pre-contract agreement. Ellis Craven joined Peterborough United on loan. Mustafa Saeed joined Jamstead Spur FC on loan. And Miguel Soriano joined Cambridge United on loan. So lads, we've arrived at the end of season 1 and we are about to find out if we manage to maintain our promotion charge. Now remember, the top 3 sides in League 2 get automatic promotion, and then 4th down to 7th get a playoff play. We've managed to secure an automatic promotion position in our first season with Rochdale. So we will be playing League 1 football next season. The January signings got us over the line. We played 46, winning 21, drawing 13, losing 12, scoring 68 and conceding 57, finishing on 76 points. We got the automatics by 1 point, pipping AFC Wimbledon to the final spot. Mansfield Town and Bradford City will also be promoted alongside us. We have integrated loads of youth academy players into our starting 11, and I'm going to run through them all with you right now. The first one being Ethan Gold, a 17-year-old 54 rated midfielder. He will be going out on loan. Jasper Goodman, who is going to be playing in the first team. This guy has got between 80 and 84 potential, so he's going to be a player we're going to be using a lot going into next season. Patrick Keefe is another one with good potential who we brought up to senior squad, who will be playing first team games for us. We promoted Sandros Papa to the first team. He'll be going out on loan. We've also got some really good players in our academy like Jacob Hardy, who I'm actually going to promote right now. So it's time to see who our standout performers of this season. Scott Quigley had an amazing season, scoring 21 goals in 48 games. Ian Anderson getting on the score sheet 10 times in 28 games. Devante Rodney and Danny Lloyd contributed 8 and 6. McCourt got 3, and Brim was actually a bit of a disaster. He only got 3 goals and 1 assist in 21 games. So very quickly, lads, before we start season 2, I'm just going to let you know, AD White will be leaving the club. We will not be renewing his contract. Same with Reece Bennett, same with Jim McNulty, same with Jimmy Keown, same with Diagura, same with Danny Lloyd, and same with Ian Henderson. So look at the starting 11, boys. We definitely need a new first choice goalkeeper, and we need to improve this defensive line here and probably add some depth as well on the bench. So what we're going to do, as you can see, the squad is now very full of youth players. It's not exactly a bad thing. We're going to need a lot of new players in this window, like some backup strikers. Definitely need some backup defenders. So what better place to find them than the free agents? So our first signing in season 2, boys, is 67 rated 16-year-old Rafael Andrade from the free agents list. It's saying he's a right back, he's not. He's a CDM, and he will take Adu's place in the first team. So our second new signing, boys, is 68 rated goalkeeper Caleb Banks. He's on £4,000 a week on a 5-year deal, and he becomes our new first choice goalkeeper. So that is the goalkeeper position sorted. 19-year-old, 68 rated. We're doing a lot of raiding of the free agents at the minute. So we've got a fullback in, boys, and it's Nicolas Aguirre, a 19-year-old, 69 rated fullback, this guy. And we're continuing our raid of the free agents list. Now, I know it's not exactly fun signing all free agents, but lads, we've got a very, very small transfer budget, and there's players who are like 16, 18, 19, high 60 rated with good potential. We've got to be bringing them in. We can't leave them on the free agents. So brought in a backup striker, boys. Tony Arias is an 18-year-old 64 rated striker on £950 a week, and he will go onto the bench. Brought another striker in, boys. This time he will be our first choice striker, Leo Arnaud, 67 rated 18-year-old striker. Looks really, really good on paper, and he will go straight into our starting 11, boys. So bringing in another free agent, boys, 67 rated Gabriel Cruz. Now what's good about this guy is he can play left back, centre back, and right back, so he's versatile and he's better than what we already have right now. Boys, we have made an absolutely unreal signing. 17-year-old 73 rated Alex Garcia. This guy is an absolute monster. 73 defending, 81 physical at League 1 level. So we've got another centre back for the door, boys. It's 66 rated Ramon Cortez. Now look how much better the squad is looking after we've raided the free agents. We could probably do with upgrading on Sinclair at right midfield. We have got about £2 million left to improve that position. So the only position there that I'm really looking at, lads, is another right back and a right midfield, and I think that might be us done. So we've actually signed a player who is not a regen free agent, and it's Thomas Weisner, a 73 rated 25-year-old Czech Republic international player. He has great pace, great dribbling, good passing, decent shooting and defending. A good all-round player will go on and become our new first choice right midfielder. Now, I'm pretty happy with how the squad looks, boys. I think we just need a backup right back to Aguirre. But other than that, now I'm pretty happy with the squad going into the new season, and we're just going to try and loan out some of our younger squad players. So concluding our transfer business, boys, we have brought in 72 rated 20-year-old Victor Garcia, who can play left back and right back, and he will actually take Aguirre's place and be our first choice right back. And that will conclude our incomings for this window, I think, depending on if any outgoings go out. There's confirmation, boys, that Liam Kelly has left the club. He has gone to Dijon FCO. I've had 2 transfer bids come in, boys, and I'm going to accept them both. I've had £350,000 bid for Ethan Ibanks-Ladell. That is a great deal for a 30-year-old centre-back. He can leave. I've had a £200,000 offer for James Ball. He's also allowed to leave. So I think, lads, if I'm right, Ethan Ibanks-Ladell is actually going playing in the Championship somehow. That's just how mad FIFA transfers are. Just to let you know, boys, Jacob Hardy, a very high potential goalkeeper, is going out on a year's loan to a team's name that I can't pronounce. Just to let you know, boys, Ethan Gould will be leaving to Barrow on a season-long loan. Just confirmation, boys, our young 17-year-old striker, I can't pronounce his name, unfortunately don't want to butcher it, is going to be joining Hartlepool on a season-long loan. And Ellis Craven will also be joining Derry City on a season-long loan. So Derby County have bid £260,000 for 34-year-old Richard O'Donnell. We're actually going to accept this, boys. I'm happy to see Richard O'Donnell leave. And what we will do, we've only got 3 hours of deadline day left. I wasn't actually anticipating bringing anyone in. We will go back to the free agents again and just see if there's any good young goalkeepers still on here who we could bring in. Lads, this is why I love the free agents. We've just found a 72 rated 18-year-old goalkeeper back who will come in now and be our first choice goalkeeper ahead of Caleb Banks. So we've just lost 62 rated 34-year-old goalkeeper in O'Donnell for nearly 300 grand, and we brought in an 18-year-old 72 rated goalkeeper for free. No brainer. So now the transfer window is done, boys. We are going to simulate through to January the 1st, and let's see where we are in the League One table. Just bringing you back really quick, boys. We've had a short-term loan offer coming for Ethan Briley, and we're going to accept it. Lads, we are 4th in League One on 48 points. We've had such a good start to the season. We are 3 points off an automatic promotion position. Looking at our finances, we don't really have a lot of money available, so I think what we're going to try and do is maybe move on some of the youth players to meet our financial goal. As we have received a £630,000 offer for our youth academy player Patrick Keith. We are going to accept this, boys. We've also had a bid come in of £690,000 for Sam Graham. We're going to accept that as well. He's not getting any game time at all with us, and that could be over £1 million brought him in transfer revenue in 2 player sales. So, lads, we've made our first and probably only signing of January transfer window. It is 65 rated 17-year-old Max Peters, and he has been brought in to give us some more depth in the centre midfield position. Now, lads, we have got an absolute monster of centre back in our academy in Jasper Pope. He's 66 rated already, can play centre back, CDM and right back, and he's got 82 to 94 potential. He is being promoted straight to the senior team. So, lads, Elliot Howarth will be joining Hartlepool on a short-term loan deal till the end of the season. So that is the January transfer window finished. We sit 6th in League One at the end of it, 7 points clear of 7th place bound. So let's simulate through now till the end of the season, and let's see if we manage to keep our playoff place. So, lads, we have arrived at the end of season 2. Now let's check to see if we managed to retain our playoff position. And the moment of truth, did we? We finished 4th, boys. We did actually manage to retain our playoff position. We finished 4 points off the automatic promotion places. That's absolutely devastating. We only lost 6 games all season. Only Sheffield Wednesday lost less games than us, and we will take on Portsmouth in the playoffs. We're also going to promote Ben Walker to the senior team, boys, and send him out instantly on loan. So here we go, lads. The first leg of the playoff semi-final against Portsmouth. Let's please get the win, please. How good would back-to-back promotions be? And we win 3-1 away at Portsmouth, boys. Wisner and Garbutt getting the goals, and we take a 2-goal advantage to Scotland. So it's time for the second leg against Portsmouth. All we need to do is stop Portsmouth scoring 3 goals and we're through. And we lose 2-1 on the day, but we win 4-3 in aggregate. So we are going to Wembley in a playoff final. Oh, lads, it is Rotherham United at Wembley. Win this and we're promoted to the Championship. Oh, I'm not looking. Oh, I'm not looking. I'm looking. Oh, no.
What the dog doing?
We lose at Wembley, lads. Ben Wiles scores an 81st minute winner for Rotherham, and it's another season in League One for Rochdale. Oh, lads, I'm absolutely gutted, but hopefully now in the new season we can push on and try and win League One and get automatic promotion to the Championship. So we will be competing with Birmingham, Charlton and Wickham in League One next season. And Northampton, MK Dons and Port Vale have all been promoted as well. So our first signing of Season 3, boys, is not a regen youth player for once. It's actually Tyrese Forner. You might know him as he's played for Reading and I think Sunderland in the past. He's 24-year-old, 71 rated. He will probably go in and be our first choice at midfielder with Garbutt dropping to the bench. So we brought in a new left midfielder, boys, in Samuel Sousa's 24-year-old and 69 rated, 5 overalls, better than 26-year-old Devante Rodney, so that will be his replacement. He will probably be placed now on the transfer list. So, lads, we have brought in a really, really solid left midfielder in Reida Kadra, 73 rated, 22-year-old midfielder. You may know him from Sheffield United and Birmingham this season in the Championship. He will now go in and be our new first choice left midfielder with Callum McCowart probably being added to the transfer list as well. So, lads, we've brought in a 71 rated 16-year-old striker in called Edgar Adam. Now, he has got amazing stats, 80 pace and 72 shooting already. He'll go straight into the starting 11, which means that Arias will probably be added to the transfer list as well. So we brought in the new left-back, boys. Jay Da Silva, you might know him from Bristol City. 26-year-old, 72 rated. He'll go and be our now first choice left-back. So in all honesty, lads, I'm actually quite happy with how that team looks now going into the new season. I will keep my eyes out to see if any more good free agents pop up. But for now, the team will be back in goal. 75 rated back, by the way. Jay Da Silva at left-back with Garcia, 76 rated. He looks incredible. Followed by Pope and the other Garcia at the back. Andrade at the CDM role with Kadra, Forner and Wisner in midfield with Anoud and Adam leading the attack. We've only got 2 players now in starting 11 who are below 70 rated. The bench will be Brim, Souza, Garbutt, Addo, Aguirre, Coates and Banks, and then we've got plenty of depth in the reserves, but we are going to be looking to loan out and sell some of these players. Hartlepool have made a £115,000 bid for Darren, who they had on loan last season. We're going to accept it. He'll be leaving the club and joining Hartlepool. So lads, I've had an offer for 4.8 million for Thomas Weiser. Now we're going to try and negotiate and get a bit more for him because I'm happy to sell him. So boys, I've accepted a £5.2 million offer for our right midfielder Thomas Weiser. Now that will leave us with £8.2 million to go out and sign a replacement right midfielder, and I have got a few in mind. We've had a £410,000 bid come in for Ethan Gold, which we're going to accept. And we've had a £2.1 million offer for Nicholas Aguero, which we're going to be rejecting from Burnley. And we've had a £730,000 bid for Max Taylor, a 24-year-old 65 rated. We're going to accept that, lads, and he will be leaving to SD Huesca. We've also had a bid come in for £600,000 for Devante Rodney, which we are going to be accepting as well. Plus a £540,000 bid for Tyrese Sinclair, which we'll also be accepting. So we've brought in another free agent player, boys. This time it's a right winger, Fabio Blanco. He is a 20-year-old, 70-rated right winger, and he will go straight into our starting 11. Lads, we have just made an absolutely unbelievable signing, and it's Jeremy Sarmiento from Brighton. Sarmiento's coming for £6.5 million from Brighton. We could have got him for 4.3 million. We've massively overpaid for him, to be fair. He's got excellent potential in this year's FIFA, and he is a direct replacement for Wisner. So lads, that's probably going to conclude our transfer business for this summer transfer window. So the team for the season will be back in goal with Garcia, Pope, Garcia and De Silva at the back. Andrade in the CDM role with Kadra, Fauna and Sarmiento in midfield with Anad and Adam. Up front, the bench is looking strong as well with Brim, Souza, Garber, Ador, Banks, Courts and Aguirre. So we should definitely have enough to be challenging for automatic promotion. So what we're going to do now is sim through to January the 1st and see where we are in the league table. So lads, we've arrived at January the 1st and there's some quick transfer news to run you through. Ramon Cortez joined Venezia for 1.2 million. Youngster Dennis went on loan to Sutton United and youngster Goodman went on loan to SC Huesca. Now, where are we in the league table? We're second in League One at the minute. We're a huge 12 points off the playoff places, so it looks like automatic promotion is definitely on the cards. But we are 3 points behind tabletop Blackpool. Now, with this January transfer window, lads, we're not really looking to bring anyone in because we don't have any money at all, really. We've got £1 million transfer budget, £53,000 wage budget. We are going to be looking to loan out some of our younger players, though. Lads, we have received an absolutely massive transfer offer for Christian Back, £14 million. We're going to accept it, lads. £14 million for Back at League One level. It's got to be accepted. There is confirmation, boys. Back has left the club for £14 million. Just could not turn down that kind of money at League One level. I'm pretty content with Banks completing the season as the first choice goalkeeper. So that's the end of the January transfer window, lads. We're still top of League One with 3 points clear of second place Blackpool and 9 points clear of third place. And let's simulate now through to the end of the season and let's see if we manage to retain the automatic promotion spot. So there we have it, lads. Promoted to the Championship at last. Now let's start building towards getting promoted to the Premier League. So starting season 2, boys, with an offer for Caleb Banks, which we're going to accept, £2.1 million. We've also had Daniel Arashev join us on a free contract agreement. He is a striker that would give us some depth with Adam and Anad. So we're definitely going to need a new goalkeeper then this season. And we have identified that goalkeeper, boys. It is James Trafford from Manchester City. So there we have it, boys. James Trafford will be Rochdale's new first choice goalkeeper going into the new season. Joins us for £5.5 million and will be a replacement for Caleb Banks, who is leaving the club. So Silgo Rovers have come in for a loan deal for Alex Moore. We are going to let him join them and he will be leaving for 2 years. Now, lads, with the board being so on my case about making money, reducing the wage budget and making proper youth player sales, this is probably going to be the squad that we stay with for this season, with a focus more this year around on survival in the Championship and developing and selling youth players. So confirmation, lads, Connor Watkins will be joining here SD Huesca on a season-long loan. There's a quick one, lads. Mustafa Saeed, our youth academy player, has been sold to Zoo, whatever you say that, for £1.6 million. And we've had a bid for Charles Andreas Brim, £2.2 million. We're going to accept that, lads. He's not in the first team picture at all at the minute. I think this season should all be about just reducing the size of the squad and integrating more youth academy players into our starting 11. So it could just be a season of just balancing out in the Championship before going for promotion next season. Just to let you know, boys, Ethan Bradley will be joining Philadelphia Union on a season-long loan, and we've been having a lot of big offers coming in for Tyrese Fauna, but he is a key first-team player for us and we have no intention of selling him. Now, I know I'm not going to be signing players at the minute, but I couldn't help myself when I saw this one, boys. If you're a Rochdale fan, you'll know all about this guy, Aaron Morley. He left Rochdale for my club, Bolton, in January 2022, and he is available on a free contract, and we're going to bring him home to Rochdale. And that is Aaron Morley back in Rochdale for the next 3 seasons. Great to bring a local lad back to the club. So lads, it is transfer deadline day. No, we are just trying to get some youth players out of our squad. I've not had any offers as of yet, so I'm not expecting any outgoings, but I will bring you back at the end of deadline day before we sim to January and let you know if any transfer dealings happened. I've had a bit of £2.9 million coming for Nicholas Aguirre. We're going to accept this, lads. He is free to leave the club. There's your confirmation, boys. Aguirre has gone to Ajax on a deal with £2.9 million. Oh, we had a £17 million bid for Kadra coming. Not got enough time to bring in a replacement, so that will be rejected. If that would have been earlier in the window, I might have actually accepted that. But that is going to be deadline day done, lads. So what we're going to do now, simulate through to January the 1st, and let's see where we are in the league table. Boys, we've arrived at January the 1st, and we have got some transfer business to run through with you very, very quickly before we jump onto the league table. Ado joined Middlesbrough for £1.5 million. Ben Walker joined Ettifaq FC for £1.3 million. Logan Dennis joined FCU 1948 for £1.3 million. Max Peters joined Paris FC for £960k. And that is you up to date. Now let's check the league table. Whereabouts are we in the league? We're second. Wow. I was not expecting us to be second. We're second, 4 points clear of third. 10 points clear of 7th, so it's looking like we're at least on track to get a playoff spot, or maybe even automatic promotion to the Premier League. It is our goal to get automatic promotion. We've got a good manager rating, so I wonder if it's worth us actually looking to bring some players in then to help us get promotion to the Premier League. So again, the goals for this transfer window, boys, are just to try and sell some of our youth players to meet our financial objectives, but I will be scouting out looking for some players who might be able to take us to the next level. Obviously, we want to try and maintain these automatic promotion places. If the right player comes along, we'll definitely be signing them. But let's just see how the January transfer window goes so far. I've had a bid come in for Tony Arias, lads. We're going to accept it. £1.4 million. He is free to leave the club. Just letting you boys know that Malaki will be leaving the club to UD Ibiza at the end of the season as he's agreed a pre-contract deal. Is Nathan Teller, 26-year-old 80-rated player on the free agents. I want him. And that's it, lads. We've brought in Nathan Teller, 80-rated, 26-year-old right midfielder. I understand that they want to keep the finances down this season, but we've got a genuine chance of getting to the Premier League here. Well, that's one signing brought in. I think I'm going to have a look at centre-backs as well, you know. When a player with Nathan Teller's quality is available on a free transfer, lads, you have to take it, regardless of what the board want. There's confirmation, lads. Sandros Papa has joined SD Huesca. They love loaning players from us, and he will join them for a £910,000 future fee, should the deal come good. And I think after the signing of Nathan Teller, I'm just going to keep the squad as it is, because obviously it's been working so far. So we finished the January transfer window. We've brought in Nathan Teller. We're 2 points behind QPR in third. Now, if we don't get automatic promotion, lads, we're going to be in trouble because we haven't actually reduced the wage budget at all. So we're going to simulate through now till the end of the season, and hopefully we've at least got into them playoffs. So lads, we have arrived at the end of the season. Now did we manage to retain our automatic promotion position? Moment of truth, lads. We did, lads. We finished second, 7 points clear of third place QPR and 3 points behind tabletop in Norwich. We are in the Premier League. Portsmouth, Coventry City and Sheffield Wednesday were all relegated from the Championship. Now in the last season, I actually forgot to go through the squad stats review, so let's have a quick run through now. Leo Anard and Edgar Adams shared the top goal scoring charts with 24 goals each, but Anard got 11 assists to Edgar's 6. Rami Rida Kadra got 14 goals and 9 assists. He had an excellent season. Forner got 7 goals from midfield. Pope got 6 from defence. Nathan Teller had an excellent impact, lads. He got 6 goals and 2 assists in 17 games. He had the proper desired effect. Let's get stuck into the Premier League, and I think by looking at the team sheet, we're going to need a centre-back, a right back and a left back to take us to the next level. Just confirmation, boys. SD Huesca have made the deal permanent for Sandros Papa. He is joining them for £910,000. So now, lads, it is time for our first season in the Premier League, and let's find out how much transfer budget. We've got £44 million in transfer budget. That's not necessarily a lot to massively improve the squad. I think the first order of business, lads, you know I do it all the time, is just to scour through the free agents, because we've got a very, very small transfer budget in order to improve our squad. So our first signing of our Premier League era is centre-back Vicente Aguilar. This guy is an excellent pickup on a free agent. He's an 80-rated centre-back, 20-year-old. He's on £21,000 a week. His value is £21.5 million. He's got 80 defending, 83 physical, 76 pace. Really, really good player. Goes straight into the starting 11, and he can also play left-back and right-back, so he's very versatile as well. The squad's sorted. We're going to now wait for some scout reports to come back and then try and find a fullback and a centre midfielder to bring in to make us a little bit better. Lads, we have just found an absolute monster centre midfielder who is only 17-year-old on the free agents. His name is Hook Schroeder. He's coming on a free. Wow, I am so impressed with this signing. 17-year-old, 79 rated midfielder on £4,000 a week. So 80 pace, 67 shooting, 77 passing, 78 dribbling, 69 defending, 73 physical, and he's worth £31 million. I know that I'm constantly raiding the free agents, lads, but the players you get on the free agents lists, honestly, they're worth looking at. But an offer for Rida Kadra for £37 million. Lads, I think we can get upwards of £50 million here for Rida Kadra. I want £45 million for Rida Kadra. I will accept that. And there we go, lads. Rida Kadra will be going to Atletico Madrid for £45 million. Wow, that is stupid money. For a player we brought in on a free, he's going to be leaving for £45 million. I've had enough for £2.25 million for Samuel Sosa. We're going to accept that. We've also had a bid for Victor Garcia, which we're going to accept as well. Them two are deadwood, haven't grown for the longest time. So we're going to get them out of the club. And just confirmation, lads, Rida Kadra has gone to Atletico Madrid and we've had £37.5 million added to our transfer budget. We definitely need 2 left midfielders and some fullbacks. That is an absolute definite. So, lads, we have brought in a right-back free agent, Jamie Holt. He's 20-year-old and 78 rated. And he will go straight into the starting 11 and be our first choice right-back. And, lads, we have identified a left-back, and it is Alvaro Fernandez from Manchester United. You might know him from real life. He's on loan at Preston. He's had a very successful loan spell in the Championship with Preston. Now, his market value is 19 million, so I'm going to go straight in and offer 90 million pounds. Now, this would be Rochdale's club record transfer smashed. I'm going to start on a quick 10% sell on as well, just try and sweeten the deal over. And they've accepted it, boys. So £19 million for Alvaro Fernandez has been accepted. So Alvaro Fernandez is our new first choice left back, boys. £19 million we've paid to bring him in from Manchester United, smashing Rochdale's club record transfer fee. We've accepted an offer of 115k for Lewis Dickinson, lads. And Connor Watkins will be joining PSV Eindhoven on the season-long loan. So, lads, we have just brought in an absolutely incredible left midfielder. Now, if you are an avid career mode player, you are going to know who this guy is. We have brought in Samuel Illing Jr. from Juventus for £35.7 million. Again, smashing our club record transfer deal. New star player. Now, Illing Jr. is 81 rated at 22-year-olds. Very, very quick player. Excellent dribbler. Great ball control and crossing. Good short pass. He can finish as well. He's got good long passing. 4-star weak foot as well. This guy is an absolutely incredible left midfield player, and he grows to near 90 potential in FIFA career mode. So now we have Teller on one wing, Illing Jr. on the other, with Fernandez and Holt behind them both respectively. We've got options on the bench like Sarmiento. The squad is looking much more suited to the Premier League at the minute. Just letting you know, boys, we've accepted a £1.2 million offer for Aidan Armstrong from Seattle Sounders FC. We've also accepted a bid from Inter Miami for £970,000 for Ethan Brierley. So, lads, you know me, I just cannot help signing free agents, but this one is definitely worth it, by the way. This is Albert Young. He is a 74 rated 16-year-old right back. I'm so happy with this signing. It means we can actually add Cruz to the transfer list. He will play back up to Jamie Holt. So I've had enough of 4.25 million for Aaron Morley. We're going to accept that, lads. He's going to go to Borussia Mönchengladbach. So now we definitely need to be bringing in a centre midfielder. So we've decided to go in for Dan Neil, lads. Hopefully we can get this deal over the line because we are struggling to bring in a midfielder, and we definitely need one. We're going to go in with his market valuation at £16 million. They want 20. Jesus, that's a lot of money. I've accepted at 19.5 million. I'm just hoping that we've got enough wage budget to bring him in. So, lads, we've managed to get Dan Neil in through the door for £19.5 million with a 20% sell on. He's 79 rated. We could have got him for 16 million. It's definitely an improvement on Morley, who is actually leaving the club. As things stand, he's got really well-rounded stats and he goes straight into our starting 11. Now, lads, completely dependent on if we have any outgoings. I think this will be the starting 11 going into the new Premier League season with Trafford in goal, with Fernandez, Garcia, Aguilar and Holt making up the back four. Nathan Teller, Schroeder, Dan Neil and Illing Jr. making up the midfield, with Adam and Arnard leading the attack. We've switched to a standard 4-4-2 formation for this season. The bench is Perishiv, Sarmiento, Forner, Andrade, Pope, De Silva and Bradley. We've got players like Blanco, Goodman, Morley and Cruz in the reserves. So our first 3 games of the season will be Everton, Leicester and Southampton. We're going to simulate forward now to deadline day and see if any deals do go through, and I will let you know if any do. We've had an offer come in for Fabio Blanco, boys, for £3 million. We are going to accept this. So a couple of offers did come in, lads, but nothing really we found worthy of our time, to be honest. We're just going to simulate forward now to January the 1st. And as you can see, we had a great start to Premier League with 1-2, lost 1. Let's sim forward now to January the 1st, and hopefully we're outside of that relegation zone. So, lads, we have arrived at January the 1st, and let's have a look at our league position. We're 12th in the Premier League, and now I'm actually quite happy with that. We have conceded 36 goals, which is a bit of a cause for concern. We sit on 25 points. We are 12 points clear of Newcastle United, who are in the relegation zone. That is crazy. And now yeah, it looks like we're going to be a bang-on mid-table side this season. Now, we've got no money, unfortunately, at all to bring any players in January. So what we'll do is we'll sim forward to the end to see if anyone comes in for any of our players, and I'll let you know where we're at the end of January. A club have come in for Theo Holland. They want to take him on a 2-year loan. We've accepted it, lads. They'll be leaving the club. So that is the end of the January transfer window, boys. No one left and no one joined. Of note, one loan player went out, which was the young academy lad striker who went on loan. Can't remember his name. Now we're going to simulate through to the end of the season and see if we avoided relegation to the Championship and stabilise ourselves in mid-table. So, lads, we are at the end of our first season in the Premier League. Let's see if we manage to avoid the drop to the Championship. And we did comfortably, boys. A brilliant season for us, finishing 10th in mid-table. We finished a massive 18 points off the relegation zone, where Brentford, Everton and Brighton went down. Liverpool won the Premier League, with Man City, Spurs and Manchester United all getting European football along with Chelsea. And Bournemouth finished 6th. So an excellent season for us. 16 wins, 6 draws, 16 losses, 58 goals scored, 63 conceded. That's almost one of the worst in the division. That's not good at all. So defence might be a place that we want to bolster going into next season. So let's see who our star performers of the season and their standout performer, was Edgar Adam. He got 24 goals and 5 assists in 44 games. Illing Jr. had a great first season, getting 11 goals and 5 assists, while Leo Anard got 11 goals and 8 assists. Teller had a good season. Schroeder also had a good season. Now, an excellent season, boys. Now, what we want to be doing is progressing on and trying to get qualified for some European football next season. So the objective next year is to bring probably some world-class players in, push towards getting European football. And going into season 2, looking at the first team, we have a full squad of players who are over 80 rated. I think, though, the main priority is going to be bringing in a better goalkeeper than Trafford. I know he's a great young goalkeeper. Let's bring in a better one in than him. And I'm just looking at the centre of that midfield, thinking I could do it like maybe an 85 plus rated midfielder there, just to really bolster the midfield options. So season 2 in the Premier League here, boys, and we've only got 25 million available in our transfer budget. That is not good at all. And we've also had a lot of loan players come back from their respective loans who we can look to sell and move them on. Just to let you know, boys, Josh Da Silva has left for a pre-contract and signed Club Brugge. So given the fact that we've got absolutely no transfer budget again this season, we've had to turn to the free agents. And the first free agent we brought in is Sergio Arribas. 77 rated centre attacking midfielder. He's actually got some really nice stats, like 86 dribbling, 81 finishing, 81 long pass, 80 long shots. And he is going to join the club to give us some more depth in the centre midfield positions. So, lads, we've brought in another free agent, this time a centre back in Bosco Sutalo. The 27-year-old 79 rated centre back. It just helps gives us a little bit more depth in that centre back position. Alex Moore has left, boys, for £2.5 million to CF Montreal. And look at this, boys. UD Almira are going to pay £50 million for Jeremy Sarmiento. We're going to accept this, lads, and let him leave. So there's your confirmation, boys. Jeremy Sarmiento has left the club for £50 million to UD Almira. And that has massively increased our transfer budget. It'll be a club record fee received for Jeremy Sarmiento. A player we bought for like £6 million at the start of the career mode. So, boys, we have found a real coup on the free agents list. Gregor Durand. This guy's a 19-year-old, 82 rated centre midfielder. His player value is 45 million. This is an unbelievable coup on a free. Just letting you know, boys, Shane Jack will be joining this Argentinian club for 1.15 million. And Bristol City have made an offer for 5.4 million for Daniel Parashiva. We're going to accept this, boys. He can leave the club. Lee Palmer has joined FC Botswana on a season-long loan. And Joel Stanley has left the club for Sivasspor for £880,000. Boys, we have just made an absolutely unbelievable goalkeeper signing. And it's Aaron Ramsdale from Arsenal. We have brought him in to Rochdale AFC. He signs for the club for £40 million. And he goes straight into the starting 11. He's got 93 kicking, 89 reflex, 83 position, 81 handling, 85 diving. An incredible signing. for Rochdale. So I'm really, really happy with that starting 11, boys. I think it looks really, really strong on paper, especially now we've got Ramsdale in the net. I just think we need a backup striker, maybe a young, high potential one, and then we're perfectly fine. So, you know, lads, Ethan Bradley will be joining FC Red Bull Salzburg on a season-long loan. So Merkel Grady will be joining FC Darmstadt on a season-long loan. Tyrese Forner will be joining Herenveen for £9 million. Jasper Goodman will be joining FC Maitland for £3.95 million. So Connor Watkins will be joining FC Augsburg on a season-long loan. So lads, we've brought in a backup striker, and no, it's not really the best of signings, but we definitely needed some depth in that position. We've brought in Anthony Martial from Manchester United. So despite being 31, Martial still has some really good speed, strength and stamina. He's got great ball control, decent finishing, brilliant dribbling, great shot power as well. 4-star, 4-star. He'll be a great backup for Arnaud and Adam, and I think that'll be our spending done in this transfer window. So lads, now we're going to simulate forward to January the 1st, and let's see how Rochdale are doing in our second season in the Premier League. So lads, we have arrived at January the 1st and we are 6th in the Premier League. We're actually having an excellent second season in the Premier League. Lads, we do not have much money. We only have £14 million, so there'll probably be no incomings at all in this January transfer window. The only activity we might see is some youth players may go out on loan. So this we're going to skip straight through now, straight to the end of the season. And let's see if we actually manage to get a Champions League spot. Well lads, Dan Neil handed in a transfer request because he's not been getting enough games. We've accepted a £27.7 million bid from Lazio, and we'll get... And I don't really think we need to bring in a replacement. The squad has got pretty much decent depth on the bench. So lads, we have brought in Alex Neil's replacement, and it is Mayo Kone for £23 million from Watford. So lads, we are at the end of season 2 in the Premier League now. Let's see if we manage to get a European position in the Premier League. We finished 6th, just outside of the Europa League positions, 1 point behind Arsenal and 5 points behind Liverpool. That's absolutely devastating. Chelsea won the Premier League, and Watford, Fulham and Leeds United were relegated. And lads, we're going to have first piece of silverware with Rochdale AFC. We beat Wolverhampton Wanderers 2-0 in the Carabao Cup final, so we're actually going to be playing Europa League football next season. Just to let you know, boys, we've accepted a £15.2 million offer for James Trafford. He'll be leaving for Real Betis. Now, the reason why we've accepted a bid for Trafford is because young goalkeeper Ethan Bradley has grown by 7 overalls at RB Salzburg, and he's now 76 rated at 20-year-old. Now, looking at the stats for the season, Edgar Adam and Leo Arnaud again just smashed it, 27 and 26 goals each. Samuel Ilin Jr. got 14 goals, 14 assists. He was an excellent player for us this season. And Schroeder got 8 and 10, and the rest didn't really do too well. Anthony Martial only got the 1 goal all season. But into season 3 in the Premier League, boys, and we have added some players to the transfer list. Anthony Martial is on the transfer list. We've re-added some youth loan players to the loan market, and we have got £38 million, so we're not really getting much money to spend in these transfer windows. Luckily, the starting 11 on paper looks more than strong enough to compete in the Europa League, especially that midfield, very, very strong. I think looking at the starting 11, lads, I think a new centre-back is probably priority going into this season. Lads, a transfer target we had from last season, and Charlie McNeil has actually become available on the free agents. He's 24 and 80 rated. We're going to make an offer to sign him. So Charlie McNeil is our first signing of season 3 in the Premier League, and he will play back up to Arnaud and Edgar. So lads, by the way, I made a mistake. We're not in the UEFA Europa League. We're actually in the UEFA Conference League, so we should actually be aiming to win that. So we have made an absolutely incredible signing from the free agents list. Mykola Shaparenko is in on a free. This guy is absolutely incredible, lads. He's 84 overall, player value of 35 million, and he will go on the bench to play back up to Schroeder. Lads, we have had a £135.7 million offer coming for Leo Arnaud. I'm going to try and get £150 million for him. We could completely revamp the entire squad of £150 million. I'll accept that, lads. We've just accepted an offer for Leo Arnaud for £137.6 million. We could literally revamp the entire squad with that money. So, lads, with the deal for Arnaud about to go through for so much money, we're going to change the formation. We're going to go to a 4-3-3 attack. And we're now going to emphasise signing a good centre attacking midfielder along with a centre back. And lads, we have brought in another right winger to fit in our new 4-3-3 formation. It's someone you might know. Liverpool youngster Kyde Gordon is in on a free. He's 80 rated right winger, 23-year-old, and he will take up a place on the bench. And there's your confirmation, lads. Leo Arnaud has left for £137.6 million. Remember, we signed that guy on a free. We've now got £159 million to spend, and we're going to look for a centre back and a centre attacking midfielder. Now, lads, I've just found a 90 rated centre back on the free agents list, and it's Marquinhos. Now, I know he's 34-year-old, so they're going to drastically fall off this season. But for 1 year, a 90 rated centre-back This could be immense. We've got him in, lads. And we've now got a 90 rated centre-back in Marquinhos. Lads, Monza have come in with an £11.6 million offer for Anthony Martial. We're going to accept that, lads, and get him out of the club. Lads, we have just brought in an absolutely world-class attacking midfielder. We have brought in 89 rated Tommaso Baldacchini for £118.5 million. Imagine Rochdale making a signing for £118.5 million. It's an excellent deal by the board. 89 pace, 83 shooting, 82 passing, 94 dribbling. This guy is going to be an absolute monster for us this season. And now just look at how good our starting 11 looks, boys, going into this season. Baldacchini just makes that attack so much better. Boys, we have brought in another world-class player. We brought in Dejan Kulusevski from Liverpool for £30 million plus Nathan Teller. Yeah, there's a confirmation. Nathan Teller plus £30 million for Dejan Kulusevski. We've probably overplayed. But just look at how good that front three is. Samuel Ilin Jr., Edgar Adam and Dejan Kulusevski with Tommaso Baldacchini just behind him, with Schroeder and Durand in midfield, Holt, Aguilar, Marquinhos, Fernandez at the back, and Aaron Ramsdale in goal. That team is absolutely incredible. And with that, lads, I think that'll probably be our final piece of transfer business done for this transfer window. We've absolutely blasted all of our budget. We will simulate forward now to January, but if any more outgoings occur in this transfer window, I'll bring you back and let you know. So I'll just let you know we're accepting a £12.1 million offer for Sergio Arribas. He'll be leaving the club. Now, our UEFA Conference League group is in, boys. We've got FC Copenhagen, Trabzonspor and Rakow. So lads, that is the transfer window done. We're going to simulate forward now to January the 1st, and let's see if our new look squad has got us in a Champions League spot. So lads, we've arrived at January the 1st and we sit third in the Premier League, only 5 points off the top of the division. We've played 21, won 13, drawn 5 and lost 3. An excellent start, lads. We're actually 6 points clear of 5th place as well. And we've absolutely pissed Conference League. We won every single game, lads, only conceding 6 times, scoring 17. So boys, a £5.7 million bid has come in for Theo Holland, and we're going to accept it. He will be leaving the club in this January transfer window. So our final piece of transfer business for this January transfer window is a bit of a mad one. Connor Watkins will be joining Real Madrid on a short-term loan to end of the season. And that's going to conclude our January transfer business, boys. We're now going to simulate forward to the end of the season and see if we manage to retain our top 4 place and see if we won the Conference League. We've had an absolutely incredible season in the Premier League, boys. We've finished second, 9 points behind Manchester City and 13 points clear of 5th place Spurs. United and Chelsea also got top 4 positions, meaning City, Rochdale, United and Chelsea will play Champions League football next season, and Blackburn, Everton and Norwich have been relegated to the Championship. And we are also in the Europa Conference League final against FC Porto, which we're going to simulate now. So lads, let's simulate the game now against Porto and see if we win our first bit of European silverware. We do, lads. We beat Porto 3-1 with ease. Duran getting a brace and Illing Jr. finishing off the scoring. That is the first piece of European silverware in the Rochdale Trophy cabinet. Now that rounds off an absolutely excellent season for us. Top 4 and a Conference League win. Let's press on now in the next season and try to win the Champions League. We will also be allowing Marquinhos' contract to expire as he's dropped down to an 86 rated centre-back. So our transfer budget for this season is so much better. £98 million with a £1.8 million wage budget. Can definitely now improve the squad. And looking at the squad, I'm thinking a right back and a centre-back is what we are needing. If you look, the Adam is now a 91 rated striker. He's going to be key for us in the Champions League. So our first side in the season, boys, is going to be Florian Weiss from the free agents list. This guy can play centre-back or left-back. He's an 81 rated 18-year-old and he will go now onto our bench. So our second signing of the transfer window is going to be centre attacking midfielder George Hall. He's an 81 rated 24-year-old centre attacking midfielder and he will play back up to Baldoza. Lads, we have just brought in an absolute superstar centre-back, one of the best in the world. Araujo joins the club from Tottenham. We have brought him in for £80 million, which is a new club record fee. We've got an excellent deal for him and he's an 89 rated centre-back who will go straight into the first team and fill the void left by Marquinhos. Now, looking at that team, it's glaringly obvious that we need a new fullback, but we've literally got no transfer funds available, boys. Araujo has sucked up most of our transfer budget. We'll now have to patiently wait and see if an offer comes in for one of our centre-backs who have lifted to transfer. Sutalo and Pope are now listed for transfer. They are free to leave the club. We've also accepted an offer of £15 million for Bosco Sotalo. He will be joining Borussia Dortmund. We've also accepted bids for Jasper Pope from Napoli and Hoffenheim. He will be also leaving the club in this window. Oh, this is an interesting one. We've got a £28.4 million offer come in for Alvaro Fernandez. So lads, we've had a big offer coming for Alvaro Fernandez, and this is a position that we are looking to actively improve. I'll be happy with 33 million. If they offer 33 million, I'll accept it. So Dortmund are willing to pay 33 million for Alvaro Fernandez, and I've already got a replacement lined up. So lads, we have brought in Alvaro Fernandez's replacement, and it is Milos Kerkez from West Ham United, the Hungarian international left back. He joins the club for £45 million, an A-rated deal by the board. He's 84 rated, only 25, plenty of room to grow, and he will go straight into our first team. So that is now our transfer budget absolutely depleted, lads, but looking at the team, the defence looks so much better. An improvement on Alvaro Fernandez at left back, an improvement on Marquinhos at centre back. We've also brought in great squad players like Weiss and George Hall, so I'm feeling really confident now going forward into our debut Champions League season. And all, I do think that'll be all of our transfer business done. If any more deals do go through, I will let you know. So lads, our Champions League group is in, and wow, it does not get any harder than this. We've got Real Madrid, Olympic Lyon and Dynamo Kiev, one of the groups of death, looking through all the other groups. We're going to simulate forward now to January the 1st, and let's see if we've won, managed to progress in the Premier League, and 2, if we've managed to get through our Champions League group. Right, so we've arrived at January the 1st, and we sit first in the Premier League, to be fair. Had a really good start to the season. Did we progress in our Champions League group? Yes, we did, and we've got Royal Antwerp in the round of 16. We've got a very favourable draw there. We come top of our group, playing 6, winning 4, drawing 2. Actually went unbeaten. Real Madrid also progressing. Now, in this January transfer window, lads, we've got literally no money. We've got £15 million. We're not going to bring anyone in with that kind of money. Unless we make a major outgoing to generate some cash, there'll be no business being done in this January transfer window. So as we've reached the end of the season, and as you can see, we have won the Barclays Premier League. 5 points clear of Manchester City in 2nd place. Our first ever Premier League title. City, Liverpool and United also got top 4, and Chelsea missed out on the top 4 on goal difference, finishing 5th. Brighton, Watford and Fulham relegated from the Premier League. Chelsea beat us 3-0 in the Carabao Cup final. Unfortunately, we got an absolute pasting at Wembley. And as you can see, lads, we are in the Champions League final with PSG. Beat Royal Antwerp 6-2 on aggregate to get through to the quarterfinals. We then beat Borussia Dortmund 4-3 on aggregate, getting through to the semis. Where, just look at that. We drew the first leg with Real Madrid 1-1. Then we won 7-2 at the Santiago Bernabeu to set up a Champions League final with Paris Saint-Germain. So lads, we are going to play the Champions League final against PSG, and our team will be Ramsdale in goal, 90-rated Ramsdale in goal, Kerkez, Araujo, Aguilar and Holt at the back, with Schroeder, Baldacchini and Durand in midfield. Look how strong that midfield three is. And Ilin Jr., Kulusevski and Adam up front. 94 rating Adam, 91 rated Ilin Jr. We should be able to cause PSG some serious problems here. So over 15 hours of recording time comes down to this. PSG at the London Stadium. Right, come on boys, we've got the kick-off. Let's imagine a Champions League final between Rochdale and PSG. Down to Holt. Back to Kulusevski. Oh, back to Holt, that's amazing. Shoot. Oh, just wide. That is literally a whisker wide. I wonder if there was a better option though to pass to Adam. They've even got Donnarumma in goal. Wow. The team's so stacked. Baldacchini. Oh, what a chance this is. Ilin Jr.'s got major pace. No Edgar forward. Score. Oh, he's just straight at the keeper. Nice, Rojo. Oh, easy save for Ramsdale. We can counter here if we... Oh, it's half-time, boys. 0-0. We probably shaded the half. But PSG grew back into it as the half were on. Let's see what we can do in the second half, lads. I don't really want it if I go to extra time. Oh, Ilin Jr., this is it. This is it. Oh, he's met. How have we missed? Oh, this is a chance. Ilin Jr., come on. This has got to be the goal. Come on, Ilin Jr. makes it 1-0. 74 minutes on the clock. He has been the danger man, him, to be fair. 91 rated Ilin Jr. makes the breakthrough. Finding so much space on the left-hand side, boys, and now we just need to hold on for 15 minutes. Some finish this, by the way, from Ilin Jr. Puts it straight past Donnarumma. Lads, literally 2 minutes on the clock. We've done it, boys. We've actually won a Champions League with Rochdale. Oh my god. Ilin Jr.'s goal is the difference between the two sides. And from National League relegation to Champions League winners. And for some reason, lads, it's not going to let me watch Rochdale lift the cup. It's just gone to this. So all the hard work, I can't even watch them lift the trophy. As you can see, lads, 4 shots each from either side. PSG shared the possession, but we got the winning goal and we have won a Champions League with Rochdale. Now, lads, the total recording time for this video is 15 hours, and I don't even want to know how many hours I've actually edited this video for. If you've enjoyed it, please make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and let me know in the comment sections down below which teams you want to see rebuilt next. Before I leave you though, lads, I will just run through the squad one last time. Ramsdale grew to a 90 rated goalkeeper. We had some really good young players at the club like Ethan Bradley, 22-year-old, 79 rated goalkeeper. Urquez grew to 85. Weiss grew to 83. Araujo stayed at 89. He was incredible for us this season. Broder grew to 90 rated at 21-year-old. What a player he would have been if we would have carried on using him in this career mode. Baldacchini, wow, 91 rated. This guy is incredible in career mode. If you are thinking of signing a player in career mode, sign Baldacchini. And same said for Samuel Lane Jr. This guy is incredible, and he's just won us a Champions League. And then here's the main man, Edgar Adam, 22-year-old, 94 rated. What a player, lads. And in terms of goals, Edgar Adam, Baldacchini, Kulusevski and Samuel Jr. Look at how good they've all been. 38 goals for Adam, 29 goals for Baldacchini, 23 for Kulusevski, 15 for Lane Jr. This team is so good, lads. So that's going to be the end of this video, boys. Like I said, please make sure you're liking and subscribing to the channel. It really helps me out. Let me know down below any team you want to see rebuilt next, and I will see you in the next rebuild. Cheers.